Hello and welcome to another episode. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I am joined by Matty.
Yo.
Aka Holiday in Kytonia.
That's the one.
And today we are going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be doing a Tactica review of Mechanicum. So what can you expect from this? Both Matty and I have played something between 30 to 40 games with our Mechanicum armies.
Yep.
And we've actually played in the real world too. It's not just me and you in the shed getting a Mechanicum on.
Robots.
Robots. Beeps and booping. No, we're going to actually draw on a bit of real world experience. We're going to talk about how someone who is interested in playing Mechanicum, which is, to be fair, most people, we're going to explain kind of how to use them, how to play them, how the different factions and allegiances do work or don't. And that will kind of give you an idea of which direction you might want to go if you are looking at taking on either like an allied detachment or a fully fledged 3k force. Starting off with what I think is probably the most important thing is learning or understanding how to actually score objectives, because I think it's fair to say that 3.0 is massively objective. It's an objective based game as it stands. So with legions, for example, you have the line 1, line 2 rule, for example. Mechanicum don't have line. They have a rule called Comptroller.
So Comptroller, you buy it on a character or troop model, so that's Archmagos, Magos, Tech Priest. Mm-hmm. It is effectively buying line, so you allow the unit that character or champion joins to score more VP for an objective.
Yeah.
The only time it doesn't work, if the unit's a different faction, if it's majority champion specialist or command subtype, or there is less models in the unit than there are of the things with Comptroller. So it can't use Comptroller on itself effectively. So you can't just give all your Tech Priest Comptrollers and bang them on objectives. It won't work.
They technically have to be joined by 2 other models.
Correct.
Essentially.
Yeah.
The simplest way. So this brings us on to the second most kind of like pertinent point, but it's also quite confusing, is that Mechanicum is separated into 7 different factions or allegiances. So Archimandrite, which is
leaders.
The leaders.
Special people.
So they can go with anybody. They're like fluid, you might say. Cybernetica.
Standard robots.
Standard Castellax, Automata.
Lacromatra.
So Tech Thralls.
Tech Thralls and Ursrax.
Ursrax. Oh, I didn't realise that. Nice. Mermadax. Myrmidons.
Yep.
Reductor.
Thalax.
Malagra, which is
Tank?
It's the Archita Magisterium.
Yes.
To the best of my knowledge, she is the only one with Malagra.
Yeah, but that is a good model.
It's a very good model, and we will touch on that. And then the last one is Macrotech.
That's tanks.
Which is tanks. So it's really important to emphasise. So they're the 7 different factions that Mechanicum now come in. When you choose your detachments, it's important to emphasise that you can't mix different factions in one auxiliary detachment. For example, there's 2 Mechanicum specific detachments that you can now take in the book. The first one is Tagmata,
which is 4 supports.
Yeah. And the second is an apprentice cadre, which is just Tech Priests.
Yeah, 4 troops. Well, it's 4 troops, but the only troop choice in a Mechanicum army list is a Tech Priest.
So this is where a lot of people struggle to get their heads around, is that the standard troops from 2.0 are now considered support units. So in the Tagmata cohort, you can take 4 support units, and that can be Castellax, Thalax, Tech Thralls.
Correct.
But you can't mix and match.
So it would have to be either all Thalax, all Tech Thralls, or all Castellax.
Yeah.
It is worth pointing out at this point, though, that not all units have a fixed faction. Some units can pick a faction.
Yep.
So don't just immediately worry. You can. There is some flexibility, but it does limit your list design somewhat.
I find it extremely limiting with someone who has got an existing army. But I think if you're building an army,
Yeah, I got lucky.
with a list in mind, it's a lot more forgiving.
Like I said, I was lucky. Started the edition building the army, and so I've been able to kind of tweak it and shape it, and it has allowed me to get some pretty spicy bits going.
Yeah.
But you can't just blindly throw units together.
Narrative and theme, it makes perfect sense to just have your detachments with one, allegiance or faction. That makes complete sense. But sometimes when you're like, I need to drop 100 points, I need to spend 100 points somewhere, and you just be like, historically, you'd be like, oh, I've got unit tech rules I could put in, or just throw a unit in. But as we'll explain through the army building process or the list building process, it's actually quite rigid in that respect sometimes, and it just, for me, I find it's quite difficult.
I agree with you. I also find though that what it does allow you to do, which is quite fun, is create some really tooled up characters, which can make for really good duels, can make for really epic moments in a game.
Yeah.
So if you think about Space Marines, you almost have to pay like a HQ tax in some cases.
Yeah.
We get that, but we also get to make those HQs spicy, which is quite fun when you can conversion beamer a unit of destroyers off of a building and things like that with a HQ. Is pretty fun.
Absolutely. So now that we've kind of gone through what the factions are, Cybertheurgy is massive.
And heavily faction related.
Absolutely. So again, there's certain units in the game. It's predominantly Archmagos, Magos, Tech Priest.
Going to do the majority of your Cybertheurgic lifting in your games.
Absolutely, and your battlesmithing.
Yeah. So Cybertheurgy space is robot magic, space robot magic. Again, Magos, Archmagos, Tech Priest, as you said. Basically, you can do it in movement shooting or combat phase. There's some variants to that in the rules, but broadly speaking, that's when you're going to do it in one of those three phases.
Yeah.
You pick a Cybertheurgic right to cast. Some are faction specific, some are just Mechanicum specific.
Yep.
And the whole point is that you are buffing or negating a unit in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
The most commonly used ones will give a unit a Cybertheurgic status, of which there are 3.
Yep.
There is Quicken, which is +1 movement, +1 initiative. It's Fortify, +1 strength, +1 toughness.
It's also +1 to an armour facing on a vehicle.
It is +1 to an armour facing on a vehicle, which
is
cool.
right at the bottom. Right at the bottom.
But super handy. Can't go above 14 though.
Indeed.
So no AV16 tanks or anything. And then Guide, so +1 ballistic skill, weapon skill.
Yeah.
All of which suit their purposes, but
yeah,
I can tell you now Guide is my most used by a country mile.
Yeah, definitely.
And you do a check on your intelligence with a few modifiers to determine if it goes off or not.
Yeah. So when it comes to invoking Cybertheurgic rights, they cannot do it if they have got a tactical status, if they are locked in combat, or if they're embarked on another model.
Yep, so no vehicles driving around buffing units.
Yeah, drive-by magic.
Yeah, no. You got to be in the zone to cast your magic. You can't be...
Absolutely. When it comes to casting Cybertheurgy, you do an invocation check, which is an intelligence check. There are some modifiers. For example, if there is one model with the Cybertheurgist trait in the same unit as the focus, add 1 to the modifier. If the focus cannot draw a line of sight, it's -1. If the target unit's got a malefic subtype, it's -1. If no model in the target unit has any variant of the Mechanicum trait, then it's also -1.
Correct.
And if the target unit is an enemy unit, then compare the intelligence characteristic of the model in the target unit with the highest intelligence against the intelligence characteristic of the focus.
Apply the difference as a negative.
Apply the difference, and that is a negative. It's so complicated. It is so complicated. Now, one thing I do like about when you attempt to cast Cybertheurgy is that you roll dice, and if you fail,
Fine.
it's fine. Nothing happens.
Your space magic goes off into thin air.
Yeah, just nothing happens. There's no negative to failing the Cybertheurgy.
However, there is negative to giving cyberthurgic statuses.
Yeah, so if it works, if it goes off, let's just say, for example, we're going to fortify a unit, so it's +1 strength and toughness. That will last the entire game turn, and at the start of the following turn, you take Cybertheurgic feedback, which is very simple. Everything in the unit takes a damage 1, AP dash, wound, and you can only take armor saves.
So be careful when you're doing it on models that are like big and tough, but they've only got one wound left.
Yes.
And then your nice big tough model fails that armor save
And dies.
and dies.
We've all been there.
Talking from experience. What are your cyberthurgic rights? There's quite a few. Well, it's about 9.
Yep.
We'll go through them.
High level.
High level. Yeah, that's
level.
good phrase.
Yeah.
So there's 3 baseline cyberthurgic rights that you would utilise any faction. They're like non-faction specific. The first 3 are Programming Interrupt, Cogitator Purge, and Overcharge Reactors. Programming Interrupt's the big boy of those reactions. It can only be used by an Archmagos, so you have to be spending big boy dollar to get it.
Yeah, it's like 20 points to buy it.
20 points to buy it. It's got a difficulty rating of 4, which is 4 off your intelligence check.
Correct.
So difficult to cast.
But it's important to emphasise that Archmagos, most Magos are like intelligence 10.
Yeah.
So you would subtract the force, you need to get 6 or less. But you can buy a Cyber Familiar,
Which gives you +2.
for 20 points, which gives you +2. So you'd be casting this on an 8.
This allows you to give the unit that you're casting it on one of the 3 tactical statuses. So Quicken, Fortify, or Guide. It also allows that unit to make a reaction without losing a reaction point. So that is quite handy if you know that is potentially going to be attacked or somebody's going to go after it.
In a situation where that unit's definitely going to do a reaction of some denomination, this is a really good Cybertheurgic right to use. And the benefit is that if that unit reacts, then they don't have to take Cybertheurgic feedback the following game turn.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite nice.
Super handy. So Cogitator Purge, really useful counter-offensive Cybertheurgy. Difficulty 3.
Yep.
The target is an enemy unit and must be an enemy unit. Removes any Cybertheurgic statuses off of that unit.
Yeah.
And the Cybertheurgic feedback is resolved immediately and is at 2 wounds rather than a wound.
Yeah.
So if somebody's fortified their unit of Thalax, blow the unit up.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty handy. It's great if somebody's bunkered down a unit somewhere and you need to get rid of it off an objective or something.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really cool. Yeah, it's important to emphasise it's Cybertheurgic statuses. It's not tactical statuses. It's Cybertheurgic statuses.
And then Overcharge Reactors is the one you're going to use all the time, which is your baseline give status to any automata, walker, or is it vehicle? Yeah.
Vehicle. So, yeah.
That's you're going to use that all the time. That should go to. I cast it every game turn. Probably.
Absolutely.
It's great. Buy it on your Tech Priests. It's 5 points. It's difficulty 2, and you buff units.
Yeah, it's like lemmings exploded.
Well, talking about lemmings exploding, the next couple are the Lacromatra ones, which are designed for Tech Thrall and Ursarax.
Yep.
And actually, the first one is called Omega Protocols, and this is one that I think is hilarious, and I am determined to build a list around. Which basically allows you to blow up your models like lemons in combat.
Yes.
And can be cast in combat, and you can basically, Cybertheurgic feedback your thralls and have them blow up and deal damage to models around them.
Yeah. I think getting this one off though is quite a nuance. It's quite
it's
very, very specific in terms of getting it to actually work. Because the target unit needs to be affected by one Cybertheurgic status it must be locked in combat with one or more enemy unit. And then you then need to cast Omega Protocols
Yeah.
for it to actually,
But this is where having a tech priest embedded in a unit plus a Archmagos hiding casting magic spells becomes really powerful.
This is where the nuance is, though. You need to
design your list
you need to get
around
your ducks lined up to make it work.
This isn't a random one. You have to know you have to go into the game knowing you're doing it.
Absolutely. But the thing is, if it goes off, every casualty, it causes, it's 2 hits at strength 6, AP 5, and a damage of 1 for every model removed as a casualty in the target unit. Amazing.
Blow up 20 tech thralls.
Yeah. That is...
We're in for a great time.
That is amazing.
It's like the old school, like goblins and stuff from Old World. Like it's just,
Squigs go wild.
Squigs go wild, yeah. It's great. But I think it's one of those things that it's kind of a bit fluffy. Could be fun to build around. You're probably not going to win many games with it.
No.
But I'd love to see the look on someone's face when you go, I'm going to blow up my own unit of thralls.
Yeah.
And to be fair, pairing it with the right Magos and Tech Priest combos, you can then bring back 4 Tech Thralls a turn.
You can.
So you can build unlimited lemmings.
Indeed, which we'll come on to.
The other Lacromatra one, Fleshknit Protocols, it allows you to get...
it's quicken and fortify.
Yeah, quicken and fortify easily onto a Lacromatra unit. Yeah. Really good if you're doing like Earthrax bombs. And if we talk about the Lacromatra bespoke detachment, you can create some horrendous Earthrax bombs with that if you wanted to.
I was thinking, is that the kind of advice we want to be giving on the internet?
No, probably not.
Don't want to gain a reputation. Yeah, Riddick's just going, not interested now.
Then the next couple for Reductor, I actually really like the first one here.
So unseal the portal, difficulty 3, range 6. The target unit needs to be a building, fortification, or a vehicle type.
Yep.
If it goes off, all the models embarked in the target unit need to basically do an emergency disembarkation.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
It's great. Any militia players,
yeah,
see all those units you've got in tanks, get out. Rhino Rush, get out.
Storm Eagle,
get out.
I don't know how that one works, but that's amazing.
Just rip a hole in the bottom of a Storm Eagle and all the Terminators fall out.
Yeah.
Spartans, get all the Terminators out.
Just get out.
I think that tactically actually is a pretty strong one. And if we pair that with the somewhat community controversial terrain rules,
yes,
and people being inside things you can't shoot them out, that's getting them out so you can get rid of them.
Yeah.
So I think it has a real place.
Absolutely.
It's a pity that there's like barely any Reductor units, so taking Reductor's a bit pants at the minute.
It is, yeah.
I think that is one of the more useful ones, and I can't wait to see the look on someone's face when I pull things out of units. It's going to be great.
Yeah. I think it's also important to emphasise that the target unit also takes Cybertheurgic feedback. So for a vehicle, it would take a glance, and then it would accrue a status as well, which I think is quite funny.
It's good.
The second Reductor Cybertheurgic right is called Deactivate Limiters, which is difficulty 3, range 24. But this is just the Quicken Fortify guide option, which is, your bread and butter.
But purely for Reductor units.
Just for Reductor units. So Esoteric Cybertheurgic right, I think is a little bit misleading because the Fury of Ages is Mermadax or Myrmidon specific.
Yeah.
And then Chastise the Machine Spirit is available to any Cybertheurgist of any Mechanicum subtype.
I think they're meant to be for the more spooky side of Mechanicum, not necessarily Dark Mechanicum, but they're not all about robots. Maybe they're the more twisted, part human, part robot sort of.
So people like me.
Areas, yeah, exactly. It says in the book here, reclusive factions and sects that skirt with tech heresy.
Yeah.
So from a fluff perspective, it's the weird ones.
It's pretty wide as well. Yeah. It's a pretty wide net. But starting off with Fury of the Ages, this is what you'll take if you've got a Mermadax army. Difficulty 2, so with the Cybertheurgy, you're casting on a 10, which is really easy, 6-inch range. The big thing to emphasise on this one is that it can target units that are locked in combat.
which is good.
Which is one of the only ones that I'm aware of that can do it.
3 that can do that.
Yeah. But you get Fortify, +1 strength and toughness, or Guide, which is
weapon skill.
Or ballistic skill.
And if you're in combat, +1 weapon skill is big.
Myrmidons need it, from my experience.
Yeah.
Because they've only got power axes now.
And somebody can charge into you.
Indeed.
And then you can do it.
Absolutely.
Which is going to ruin their day.
Yes, hopefully.
And then Chastise the Machine Spirit is units not locked in combat and may not target any models that are Paragon or Super Heavy.
So it's enemy units.
Yeah.
Enemy units not locked in combat, not got Paragon, not got Super Heavy.
They all basically gain stunned or suppressed. And if it's unsuccessful, then the focus must take Cybertheurgy feedback, which I think is one of the only cases within this where there is a negative to casting it.
Absolutely. This is the only power that I'm aware of that when you attempt to cast and you fail, you get punished for it.
However, there is something really nice with this about being able to basically go, that tank's rubbish now, which is like when you can do that to, if there's a Punisher or something that's just destroying your day.
Yeah.
Go away.
Well, I'm also thinking like a tactical squad.
Yeah.
Scoring a unit. It's got a status in it now.
All that type of thing is just super helpful.
Yeah. There's an 18-inch range as well.
It's just long. That's why I'm like tanks. I like it for tanks.
It is funny with tanks.
Get something down the side and just be like, somebody's got a whirlwind tucked in a corner.
Yeah.
Just be like, nope.
See those predators over there?
No good anymore.
Boring. Matty had a really good suggestion that we're going to start off with like an example core list of what someone might take. And we're also going to try and focus it on the plastic stuff.
Worth mentioning at this point, with talking about plastics, it's late 25. We know there are plastic kits coming, but we're not going to focus on them because they're not available right now.
Correct.
And we have no idea if there's some special Battle Force boxes coming or anything like that might make this completely defunct.
Yeah, exactly.
So, whatever we're saying, take it with a pinch of salt.
Absolutely. So when it comes to HQ choices, or command choices and high command choices in
new lingo
3.0 speak, we've got Archmagos.
Yep.
Magos.
Yep.
So I think we just say little Magos, big Magos.
Yep.
Because it's easier. And both of which can take abeyance.
Archmagos, that's your Praetor equivalent. So if we're thinking Space Marines here, you're coming from Space Marine world, it's your Praetor equivalent. On foot, movement 6, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 6, strength toughness 6, 6 wounds. So it's pretty tough.
Yeah,
Going to shift 2+ save, 4+ invuln.
Yep.
It can definitely do some damage. It has a comptroller, so if it joins a unit, it can score.
Yep.
It's got Battlesmith as well, so it do a good job of repairing. Has Cyberthurgy, so it will cast magic space magic.
Space magic.
And then you can give it a bunch of different items from the different war gear lists. I have found through playing with an Archmagos that you want to give it some kind of good gun and not worry too much about a melee weapon or a good melee weapon.
This is interesting.
Unless you're my play style for my Archmagos is keep him back.
Yes.
And make him useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he is also a choppy machine if you want him to be one.
I think it's really interesting because we've got I think after this weekend, especially for me at Greetings, where I had a challenge with Oni Muse, he had a Paragon champion, so like weapon skill 7, 50 million attacks, initiative high. We had a 20 round combat and it was just insane. He was landing all these hits, we were doing all the different gambits and whatever, and it was absolutely insane. Like genuinely it was mad. We had Will Henry, Mike Fellhand and my doubles partner Mike. We got like about 5 or 6 rounds in and they just sat down because it was just like, this is insane. And the reason being toughness 6 is huge. Having a 4-up invulnerable and a 5-up feel no pain is just massive. That's absolutely insane.
They'll survive it. I think it's, like I said, it's play style, right?
Yeah.
But I found conversion beamers on them hilarious.
Yes, especially with critical 6.
Yes.
So auto wounds, you know, extra damage.
Super good. It's worth saying, can be any faction. So if you're theming a list, can be Reductor, Lacromatra, whatever, doesn't matter. Good choice, but it can be quite expensive once it's tooled up. 120 points base, plus a conversion beamer for 30 points, Thunderhammer for 30 points.
Then you add a Cyber Familiar for 20 points. If you're playing
Servo Arm, if you want to do Battlesmithing twice.
Machinator Array. So you
Machinator Array,
Battlesmith twice, that's an extra 20 points. Cortex Controller if you're joining automata units. So it's really interesting. So I had this conversation with some of the Scandies this morning, because I'm a little bit aggrieved at spending the amount of points you have to spend on him to make him kind of useful. Now, yes, you could just literally just take him for 120 points and like give him a power fist or a chain fist or something and just let him run up the table.
Yeah.
But then you're not buying into the Battlesmith with the Machinator Array, so you can do Battlesmith twice, so you can repair 8 whole points of wounds, which is huge.
I think it comes down to what's your theme for your army, and this is what we spoke about at the beginning of.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a collection from previous editions, you might struggle initially to kind of build something that works. But if you're thinking about it as a fresh force, then you can kind of find that right build.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the beauty of the HQ choices that you can have within a Mechanicum army is you can choose to keep them pretty bare bones and they're still going to be survivable, they're still going to do a job. Or if you want to lean into, hey, I'm going to have loads of big heavy robots, so I need loads of Battlesmith in, we can do that. If you want to lean into, I'm going to run everything up the board and chop, lean it into that.
Yeah. I think the main thing to emphasise is that you need, with any list, you'll be wanting to lean into the comptroller.
Yeah.
And you invariably will be putting your Magos or your Magi, not necessarily your Archmagos, but your command choices, you're going to be putting them into danger. So you in my head, you want them to be kind of ready for anything really. So that's where they get expensive, but you're completely right. You could just go down the shooting, like I say, or just a real cheap, like, power fist.
And I think that's where, as well, there's some abilities on some of the units you might embed them with that support the fact that they're going to be in the front lines.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can move on to we'll move on to the Magos. So he is the mini Magos. So
he is very, very similar. Movement 6 again. Web skill, ballistic skill 4 and 5 respectively. Strength and toughness 5. So it's basically -1 to the stuff off your Archmagos.
Yeah.
Feel no pain 5 up. Invulns a 5 up though, not a 4 up.
But yeah, it's gone from a 2 up, 4 up to a 2 up, 5 up. But it still gets a 5 up. Feel no pain. Comptroller 2, nice.
Yep.
Battlesmith 3, nice. Great. Off to the line 2.
That's very important.
So the Magi is where you open up your auxiliary detachments.
And you're going to need lots of detachments.
You need lots of detachments.
It's also worth mentioning both Magos and Archmagos have firing protocols too. So you can fire 2 weapons, which is quite handy if you want to give them something like a conversion beamer, but then also maybe just give them a bolter for getting rid of some mincemeat people.
Absolutely.
Things like that. Really useful. Again, same choice or very similar choice of war gear. So you can still give them you've got Comptroller, you can still give them a Cyber Familiar, still give them a Machinator Array, still give them Cortex Controller, all of that good stuff. I quite like, if you're going to make a beat stick version of them, the Rad Furnace is quite a fun thing to give your Magoses as well, because it reduces the toughness of the unit you're locked in combat with by 1.
Yes.
Which, when you're playing against elite units like Jostarian or...
Just Terminators. Terminators toughness 5 now.
Yeah, Terminator or anything like that. That -1 toughness when you're locked in combat is pretty horrendous for a lot of people. So, quite a good one there. I would say if you're building a list, if you're starting from scratch and you're going to do like an allied detachment, maybe 1,000-point allied detachment or something similar, your Magos is where you're going to start.
Yeah.
There's plenty of options for it in plastic. There's the 30k specific ones. There's also all the 40k
that you can
Magos
dabble with.
variants.
Yeah, you convert those. Yeah.
There's a bunch of third-party ones as well if you're in the 3D printing or resin game. It'd be nice to see some more heresy-specific ones come out.
I agree.
But a little bit of filing, sanding, and customization on the 40k ones, you can get some pretty good. My favourite one is the really fat floating one, the Harkonnen
Harkonnen-esque.
Yeah.
He does
He's
look
great,
cool.
but he needs a little bit of converting to get
this, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like. I think that's a really good option.
Yeah.
And I definitely your HQ for your first allied detachment, first 1,000 points should be a Magos.
Absolutely. When it comes to the normal troops in the traditional sense, so Castellax, Thalax, and Tech Thralls, they're obviously going to still be the backbone of your army, but they're not called troops. They're support units. So you'll have your primary detachment, and you'll see those lovely four troop slots, but the only thing you can fill is Tech Priests. Now, there's a lot of people in the wild who are taking a Magos and 4 Tech Priests as a cheap way of getting Battlesmith into their Legion army. And if you're doing that, shame on you. But it's a legit choice and you can do it. However, if you're looking at doing like 1,000 points, you'll be thinking, well, how do I get my troops in there? In the traditional sense, well, they're support units, and you take an auxiliary detachment, so the Tagmata cohort.
Yeah.
So again, coming back to what we said at the start, unfortunately, to a degree, if you're going to take that detachment, you can only take one of the same allegiance or faction. So it can only be Castellax, it can only be Thalax. Thematically, that's really cool. But obviously, in terms of maximising your 1,000 points, you can come into a bit of difficulty.
I also want to add in on the Tech Priest bit that baseline Tech Priest is 40 points. They do have Battlesmith.
They do.
They do have Cybertheurgy.
They do have Cybertheurgy.
So 40-point buff stick that can run around.
Yeah.
Pretty handy. You're not going to give away any VPs or anything with them.
Yeah.
So I'm actually an advocate of sort of fill your boots with them a little bit in a Mechanicum army.
Absolutely.
Embed them in units.
Yeah.
Again, there's like a bunch of different models you could buy. And there's loads of like funky ones that have existed over the years. And there's that new kit that came out. Is it Kill Team or something?
Yeah, both me and you saw it. Our eyes lit up. It's like, I want that kit.
Because it's all the options you could ever need for Tech Priests.
Basically,
but,
yeah. They are actually quite good because they've got the Comptroller 1. They can cast Cybertheurgy, but their intelligence is less. But they can take Cyber Familiars. They can take Cortex Controllers.
They're great for that. I just want to give it +1 toughness, +1. They're that spell.
Yeah. Like,
just give them that.
Yeah.
Stick them near a unit or in a unit, and they're just there to keep that unit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like buying the bonuses to Tactical Marines. It's sort of think of it in a similar kind of sense.
Yeah, definitely.
The other bit you can do with them, which is pretty cool, is you can give them a maximal bolter, and then they're just like little bolter machines that run around and buff things and shoot stuff with bolters, which is quite fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So they have options. You can tool one up if you really want to, but they're a buff stick.
Yeah.
They're useful for that. Okay, we've got a HQ, we've got a Magos. He's going to do some stuff.
Yep.
A couple of Tech Priests to float around, maybe shoot some stuff, but mainly to point troops in the right direction.
Yeah.
Now we're into our support choices. You've got a couple of options here. In my opinion, and this is solely my opinion,
I'm going to agree with what you're going to say.
Castellax are your number 1 troop choice. Now, by that I mean Castellax Battle Maniple, and not Castellax Destroyer Maniple. They fulfill different tasks, and they are different slots in your Force Org.
Yes.
Castellax Battle Maniple are a support choice.
Yep.
They are good.
They are very good. They're very good. They come as standard, off the shelf, off the assembly line, literally, with 2 bolters, a Mauler bolter cannon, and shock charges. Everybody in their right mind, well, me, this is me being outspoken perhaps, but everybody puts power blades on them because power blades are
I quite like the shock charges.
Do you?
Yeah, I keep them as cheap as possible.
Really?
I think there's nothing wrong with shock charges. There's other units I'm going to put in melee combat with things.
Yeah.
Keep the points. Spend on something else.
I love the fact that we're on the opposite side of the table, on 2 things now: Magos and how we run our Castellax.
Yeah, but both are effective.
They're very effective. So stat wise, they're movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 3, which sounds really rubbish, but just remember that you can
Improve that.
with Cybertheurgy. They're strength 6, toughness 6, which again you can improve with Cybertheurgy. You can make them toughness 7, which is amazing. 4 wounds, initiative 3, 2 attacks. I think the standout characteristic though is that they are cool 12.
Yep.
They've got 3 up armor. So if you do get through that toughness 6 or toughness 7, they've got a 3 up armor and then a 6 up invulnerable. But the 6 up invulnerable becomes a 5 up invulnerable against shooting.
Yep.
Chef's kiss.
Really good bodyguard unit.
Oh.
Some of the other cool things to point out: implacable advance, hugely powerful.
Very powerful.
Firing protocols 3,
Mm-hmm.
so you can fire a bolter in one fist and a flamer in the other fist.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Firestorm,
Yes.
which I love, and everybody hates that when they play against me, but
Yeah.
I think it's the best rule ever. And then the phased refractor shields, which is that invuln boost.
Yeah.
I just think that they are generally the best troop choice.
So Firestorm we'll touch on. So when you first get your head around the Firestorm rule, you have to look at about 70 different pages from all of the books, because they all do different things in certain stages of combat.
Yeah.
So Firestorm affects volley fire, which happens during the step up phase of the assault phase. Now, I'm paraphrasing here, but when you choose to charge an enemy unit, you may attempt to use the setup move. You may attempt to charge, but you can volley fire at full ballistic skill.
Correct.
And because you've got implacable advance, you can fire whatever you want.
Correct.
So Castellax essentially get 2 rounds of shooting.
And you can choose not to charge at the end of it.
And you can choose not to charge.
So that's where it becomes really powerful, because you can shoot someone in the shooting phase and whittle down a bunch of points.
Yeah.
And then go to the combat phase, and it could be a real tooled up combat unit, you know, veteran assault squad with thunderhammers, lightning claws and power swords, whatever it might be. And you're not going to charge you, and the greedy person across the table is like, cool, come into the mincemeat blender. And then another 24 shots plus my bolters plus my flamers.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go, actually I'm not going to charge you.
Lol.
and then they stuck on a objective or stuck somewhere, having lost a bunch of units, probably need to make some status checks.
Yeah.
And you could do that if you've got multiple units of these. You can do it again and again.
It's important to say that you don't take statuses from volley fire. However, the fact that you can get a volley off, a shot off in the shooting phase, and flamers cause panic.
Yep.
The Mauler is 24-inch range, strength 6, AP boring, but it's shred 5 up, and pinning 0, which is huge. And then you can then go into the say, I'm going to charge you. Oh no, I'm not. That's massive. So that, I think Firestorm applies to any automata unit.
I
believe so.
Check.
But the main thing is that you can repair wounds on automata. So you could take a couple of wounds off one of your guys. They've got 4 wounds, and when your tech priest or the Magos can turn around and go abracadabra.
Yeah, 40 points for 2 wins back on that unit. Thanks. If I'm doing that across 4 turns.
Absolutely.
Because bear in mind, these guys are pretty hard to wound, and if that tech priest is in the unit with them, you just go, I'm not going to take the wounds on my tech priest. I'm going to put them on my Castellax.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to heal them back.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you've now got a pretty unkillable unit in the middle of the board.
Yes.
I've had quite a lot of success with a brick of 6 of these. Just walk them into the objective in the middle of the board.
Yes, you have.
And be like, come at me.
The amount of bolters, the Mauler bolters, the amount of just Daka that comes out of them, I think they're a really good unit.
You've either got to move them or you've got to have a strategy to avoid them.
Yeah. No, you're right. I think in my mind, one of the best units, 100 points for 2, 50 points a model, and you can take a unit of 8. I think 8 Teletubbies running around the table.
They're great. Honestly, one of the best units we've got.
Yeah, 100%.
The second choice for troops, you have to. So it's worth saying. They're Cybernetica only, Castellax.
Correct.
So it's worth saying that. So I would always advise, if it's your first time playing mech, go Cybernetica, because you'll get access to the most things.
This is something that I keep hearing time and time again from different people, completely unrelated. You know, they come in saying, Cybernetica have it easy. Like Cybernetica are probably the easiest faction to lean into.
So, Ultramarines of Mechanicum, innit?
Yeah, basically. Ultramarines or fists of Mechanicum.
It's easy, they do what they're told.
Yeah, basically.
Like shoot stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
The next troop choice, and I actually really like this unit as well, but I don't like them as much as Castellax, but I do think they're really powerful, but not for the reason that as a troop choice, but for doing something else.
I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
Is your Thalax.
Yes.
So they're Reductor only, so all about siege warfare. These are quick little buggers.
I mean, they've gone from being able to move 39 inches in a turn to 10.
I mean, it's still quick in
they're
third
pretty
edition.
quick in third, yeah. They're one of the fastest units that mech have got.
Yep. Move 10, web skill, ballistic skill 4, so an improvement on Castellax.
Yeah.
They are strength 4, but they're toughness 5, which is real handy.
Yeah.
2 wounds apiece, 120 points for 6 of them.
Yeah.
Baseline. They are also cool 12. They are 3 up, 6 up as well. They don't have that same 5 up if it's
a shoot attack or in combat. It's just a straight up 6 up.
You can get a Praetorian, which
So
is
it's
their
a
equivalent of
sergeant.
sergeant,
So you
which gives them leadership 8 rather than leadership 7, but
Which-
everything else is the same.
That's definitely worth it in my
100%.
experience.
Yep.
That
The amount of these units I've had run off the board.
yeah,
No.
frustrating.
Yeah. So these guys can be statused, it's worth saying, whereas Automata cannot. So they get some options for weaponry as well. They start with a lightning gun, which is actually pretty effective.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Does some work. You can give them a photon thruster, a multi-melter, or a phased plasma fusel. It's worth saying any model in the unit can have these. So you could have a whole unit of multi-melters.
And they come in units of 6.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. It's expensive, don't get me wrong. It's an extra, what's that, 120, so it's double the points cost to give them all multi-melters.
Yeah.
But if you can do the right thing with them, they're going to do some work. I quite like the phased plasma fusel on one of them, just to give something else.
Bit of teeth.
But actually, lightning guns for getting rid of mooks, pretty handy.
Yeah.
You can give them bayonets if you want. You can also give them melter bombs. This is why I really like them, because I've had some success with this.
Yes.
Is movement 10, bang them up the board, charge a Kratos that's standing behind enemy lines, melter bomb it to death.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really, really good. They are a good unit, as we've alluded to. Whilst they can score, they will only ever score the flat value of the objective.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's nothing that can keep up with them at the moment. In our experience, they're really good at bouncing up the board and then, slapping on some melter bombs onto a tank. Just be mindful, though, that if you don't get within setup range, tanks can overwatch at full ballistic skill with their sponsons. For example, Land Raiders and Spartans, and taking all that to the face, they will just fall over and die.
I find them as a great little needle unit that just digs into your opponent's side, and they've got to deal with it at some point.
Yeah.
It's not the main threat, but they can do some work. And actually, a couple of times when I've used them, people have sort of forgotten that they exist because I've stuck them right on the side of the board.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in turn
Surprise.
3, boop, we're there.
It's probably important to emphasise that Thalax have a special rule called Aegis of Pain. So if they have a cyberthurgic status, they cause Fear 1.
Powerful.
That's massive. That's actually really, really big. And they also have Deep Strike.
Yes. I've
Now-
not had much success deep striking them.
No, but it seems to be quite a popular topic on the Mechanicum Facebook page. Every now and then someone will go, has anyone realised you can stick 6 multi-melters on a unit of Thalax and they can all deep strike? And a lot of us are going, yes, we know. But there's always someone going, oh my God, that sounds amazing. So, that is a legitimate option. It'd be expensive, but in 1,000 points, perhaps not.
No, 3,000. Now we're talking.
Yeah.
So, if I was going to do my 1,000 points, first 1,000 points, I'm walking into my local Warhammer store or other affiliate, and I was going to get 1,000 points off the bat. My core of that, probably not all 1,000 of it, because that's a lot of it. My core of that is going to be a Magos, with something shooty and something choppy. Try and get a balance in there that can do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I'd probably have 2 tech priests.
Absolutely.
I'd probably have 6 Castellax, maybe.
Yeah.
2 squads of 3. Split them up.
Yeah.
Maybe a squad of Thalax in there as well.
Yeah.
Although it's expensive for detachments and things, but
yeah, I mean, 1,000 points. You got your Magos. You've got 2 auxiliary detachments. You could take your 2 Castellax in your first Tagmata cohort, and then you could take the 3 Thalax in the second Tagmata cohort.
It's not too many kits to buy.
No.
It's all plastic.
Yeah.
Easy to build, easy to paint. Lots of bits to build.
Lots of bits to build.
But they're easy. It's forgiving.
It is forgiving. If you've got delicate hands, you'll find it easier.
Yeah. One less. But yeah, I think that would form the core of it, right? That's going to give you options and flexibility, and then you can start getting into what you're going to surround that with.
And then I think this very nicely brings us into the high-tech arcanas.
Correct.
So we can start looking at some of the more specialised detachments, which are faction specific. High-tech arcana. We're going to start off with Archimandrite. This can be taken by any of the Archmagos, any of the Magos, and tech priests, and it's a power that can affect or can benefit any unit in the army. So it doesn't matter if they're Reductor, Cybernetica.
It's faction agnostic.
It is indeed. So if you've got Archimandrite, you can interact and still get benefits with other. You don't get the disbenefits for mixing and matching.
Correct.
So to begin with, pretty strong. A model with this Arcana benefit has the base value of leadership and cool increased by 1.
I mean, that's big in itself.
That's very big. So you're going to be cool on Archmagos. You're going to be leadership 11.
Something like that. It's going to be pretty hard to make
10 or 11, and you're also going to be cool 11. And you can, interact with other units of different factions and still benefit from the comptroller rule.
That's big.
That's huge in my mind.
Because then you can, if most of your force is Reductor, you can bang it in with that. But also, if you have to emergency join another unit, that, like, you know, if you need to, turn 4, you need to join a unit to score some points.
Yeah.
Big.
And then they can take, for 10 extra points, they can take the Tactica Maximus, which allows them to cast 2 Cybertheurgic rights per turn.
That's very powerful.
So it means that they can invoke a power in different phases of the turn. So, for example, could be in the movement, shooting, or the assault phase, and it ignores restrictions based on the faction traits when having Cybertheurgic rights selected for it.
Worth remembering, when a Cybertheurgic right comes off of a model, they will have to do a Cybertheurgic feedback, and then they will gain the new one. So you've got to be comfortable that unit's going to take that. So probably quite powerful for things like give your Castellax unit +1 ballistic skill for the shooting phase. You can be pretty comfortable they're going to survive the Cybertheurgic feedback, and then give them +1 toughness so that if they get charged the following turn, they're going to get hammered.
Absolutely.
But you probably wouldn't want to do it on your 1 wound thralls or something like that.
Might be a bit wasted.
It's gonna not work very well. There's also an apex attachment for Archimandrite. It's called the Heart of Power. As long as it's high command, you can use it standard as any apex attachment. It's 3 retinue, 3 troops. One of the retinues can be prime advantaged, and all 3 troops can be, but the troops must have combat veterans prime advantage as the prime advantage for them. So powerful, but somewhat restrictive.
Yeah, I think if somebody was leaning heavily into a narrative themed list, I think this might be the one where you go heavy on retinues. 3 retinues, that's quite a lot.
There is some spicy retinue units out there.
There are, yeah.
So you could have some fun. Yeah,
that would be pretty cool. Yeah.
A lot of Silax floating around. They are mean.
Yeah, they're very good.
So can be pretty powerful that, but you'd be writing your whole list around it.
You would, absolutely, you would. Yeah, because it's 3 elite choices, or elite troops, and then 3 retinues. So I think automatically our minds are drawn to 3 units of Silax.
Yeah.
Because they're absolute animals in combat. They're weapon skill 5 native.
And they're cheap.
And they're cheap. And they're just very, very good.
They're AP3 as well. Bye-bye Space Marines.
Yeah, it's just like...
the other bit to remember with this one as well is if this is probably quite a good one to look at if you are coming from having a previous Mechanicum army, because you can give all your leaders a command right. They can all blend in with other units, do other things, give you a good opportunity to explore what different units do.
Yeah.
But you get that's going to be for your 3,000 point games.
Yeah.
Following our command right, Cybernetica, as we said, the kind of your baseline.
I'll let you do it on this because this is your...
This is basically the only list I play at the minute. So, again, basically any of your Archmagos, Magos, or Tech Priest would have the Cybernetica trait in this case. You can, as long as one of those HQs is in a unit with Cybernetica trait and Autonomous type, you can hold, control, and contested objectives.
Which is huge.
That's big because normally they can't. It means that if nothing else, you can deny a unit from scoring, which is powerful. So even if you're not focusing on controller, you're still stopping things from scoring, which is powerful. You can get the Prime Advantage Paragon of Metal. This is powerful. I use this all the time. So as long as the unit's got Automata and Cybernetica, one model in the unit which has the prime advantages selected, it has its base leadership, intelligence, and willpower get +4. So that's massive.
Yep.
Especially on like your your Castellax and things. Base initiative and weapon skill are +1 as well. So makes them a sergeant basically.
Yeah.
They gain the sergeant subtype ironically. They also gain the benefits to be counted as a tech priest for the Deus Machina arcane benefit, which means they can contest, hold, and control objectives. So they don't have any of the other negatives about statuses and stuff, but they can contest, hold, and control objectives. And they don't have to have a HQ embedded in the unit
To get those benefits.
Which is powerful.
Now, in my mind, that is probably one of the strongest arcanas that we've got available to us. I think that's why anybody who's really gone to town on this book has gone Cybernetica.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's just incredible.
And the Apex detachment that you get for going Cybernetica only reinforces that. So you can take, it's called Command Maniple. Within it, you can take an elite, a support, and a walker. All can have the prime. Prime advantage, so you can give them a Paragon of Metal prime advantage, which means that they can now score, control, contest objectives, etc. They must be Automata type though, so you are limited. I typically take Castellax for the support. I'm going to get the model names wrong now.
Domitar,
Dommy Daddies as the elites, and the
walkers. It's going to
Thanatar every time. Albeit don't like the plasma anymore. Las Thanatar every time.
The Thanatar Calyx does work.
But if you build that out and sort of effectively take that, all of a sudden you've got 3 heavy duty units that need some shifting, that can contest objectives. The Domitars have got fast, they've got grav fists for punching holes in tanks. They do pretty good at removing troops as well. They're mini contemptors. So you can have a couple of them roaming around that can contest objectives that are hard to make run away. The good leadership, good call. You can have a unit of immovable Castellax in the middle of the board, and you can get your Thanatar smashing things. It's pretty hard to shift.
When you consider something like a Thanatar with Paragon of Metal, which means it can hold, control, and contest an objective, that's just insane. Like that's you ain't moving him.
No. And if you put a Tech Priest near him, Battlesmith, give him a Machina Array, double Battlesmith, buff it, +1 weapon skill. You're hitting on 2s, you're wounding on 2s.
Do you know what is actually now missing? Is a Thanatar close combat option. Just a Thanatar with close combat weapons.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Paragon of Metal. Just be insane.
2 big fists just punching hell out of something. Be lovely. But yeah, really powerful, really easy to get into as well. In terms of like in most of your armies, you're gonna have Castellax, you're gonna have a Thanatar probably, so you can get some real nice benefits. It's real simple as well. If you're just coming into Mechanicum.
I quite like the command maniple as well because it allows you to get some Domitars in. You can get an extra unit of Castellax in that's going to be tooled up with Paragon of Metal and a Thanatar, because I think for most mech armies I do find that a Thanatar Calyx is kind of necessary because it is one of the best things that can open up transports, AV-14 transports with strength 10, damage 4 if it stays still, AP2 with armor bane. So you can normally power him up, so it's 2 shots hitting on 2s rather than 3s. You're looking for 4s. With an augury scanner, there's no smoke screen, you're pretty much going to be popping those land raiders.
Yeah, it's great.
So he's almost like an auto include, I find, although you're almost guaranteed.
If you're playing Cybernetica.
If you're playing Cybernetica. I mean, even if you're taking like a bit of a mixed list, I still think you need him in there to open up those or crack those vehicles. So it's quite nice that you can take him within an apex detachment, which means you don't have to spend an auxiliary detachment to just open up one walker. Is what I've found.
Yep. And like you said to me a little while ago, put a tech priest with him in the same unit, and you can keep him alive even longer. You've got a way to shrug wounds onto the tech priest if you want to. You can make them pretty immovable.
So my top tip is, if you're facing a Cerberus with a Thanatar, is swap out the tech priest for a Magos, because the Magos has got better invuln.
Yeah. Lacromatra then.
Yeah.
The horrible sort of half human, half robot guys.
Yes.
So they're, again, same thing. So as long as you're Archmagos, Magos, Tech Priest have the Lacromatra keyword, then you can benefit from these things.
Indeed.
First one, your Arcane Benefice and Endless Servitude. So this pairs with the Battlesmith rule and allows you to
restore lost wounds to models of the infantry, which is huge.
Yep.
Walker or automata, as well as restore lost hull points to vehicles. In addition, you can get something called reassemble.
Disassemble, reassemble.
Johnny 5.
And essentially, if you have tech thralls, you can stitch them back together. You take the Battlesmith X, and instead of healing that many wounds, you bring back that many tech thralls.
So you're basically spawning tech thralls.
Yeah, stitching them back together.
Which is hilarious.
Could be. I've been debating creating a list here of 100-something tech thralls with a tech priest in every unit.
Yeah.
With a machinator array, which means I could bring back 6 tech thralls a turn.
Merely use it once per turn on any given unit.
There you go.
On any given unit.
On any given
unit.
Yeah. So you could, if you've got 5 units of 20 tech thralls, you can bring back tech thralls in every unit. And bear in mind, your tech thralls are toughness 5. You could buff them, make them toughness 6. So then you've got toughness 6 thralls that are going to be pretty hard to shift with standard weaponry.
Yep.
And then if you do get rid of 3 of them, well, hey, I'm just going to bring 3 of them back.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Very powerful.
But you've got to lean into it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
You've got your list has got to be, hey, I'm bringing tech thralls.
Yeah, and it's something that I didn't realise. It says this option may only be used once per turn on any given unit.
Yeah, you bring them back on every unit.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you now, 120 tech thralls in a night, 2,000 points.
There's the friend maker.
I'm going to win every event, mate. But you can have some real fun with it, and pair that with space magic for Lacromatra.
Yeah.
With the exploding lemmings.
Yes.
All of a sudden we've got exploding things that we can bring things back.
Yep.
You lean into it, some pretty cool stuff you can do there.
It's absolutely mental. Absolutely mental.
The other part of Lacromatra that people don't think about is they also have the Ursarax as part of their toolkit.
I mean, at the start of this conversation, I thought they were a Reductor because Historically, they have been, and they look very similar to Thalax.
They do.
Why are they different?
Because they've got sharp claws. But to lean into that, so firstly you get a prime advantage called prime specimens.
I know a few of those in the Heresy community.
Yeah, loads of them. Basically, as long as it's infantry and Lacromatra, they get base value of their strength is modified by +2 and their wounds are modified by +1.
That's massive.
Which is pretty powerful.
Yeah, agreed.
That paired with the Apex detachment, which is called the Penelope of Cruelty, which I love. As a bit of a weirdo, I love that. You can have this. It has to be Lacromatra units. They are the basically the only units you can put in it are Ursarax.
Yes.
And all three in that detachment can have the prime advantage. And they can have that prime specimens one. So all of a sudden you've now got 3 units of Ursarax, +2 strength, +1 wound. They're buffable in combat because they're Lacromatra, so you can use the abilities there. They can be battlesmithed because they're infantry. So just to put some context on that.
Yeah, so Ursarax, native weapon skill 6, strength 4, 2 wounds, with a 3 up, 6 up. They've also got Vanguard 3. So you're going to want to get the table. They've got a pair of Ursarax claws.
Initiative, they're +3 attacks. They're base strength, AP3 damage 1, breaching 6+.
So they're 5 attacks, strength 6, AP3 base, breaching 6 up.
Yep.
That's massive.
+2 strength from the prime advantage.
Which is, yeah, and then when you factor in the prime advantage, they go from strength 4 to strength 6, and they get 3 wounds. That's really nice.
Yep, and they deep strike.
And they can deep strike. They're quite cheap as well. They're 6 for 150 points.
Yeah.
That's really
If
cheap.
you lean into Lacromatra, you can have some pretty horrible lists. But it's easily negated as soon as you are at Armour 2.
Yes.
You can give them the fists, which are AP2 damage 2. So if you wanted to put a bit more of a Terminator focus on them,
You could.
tool them up, give them fists,
Yeah.
punch holes in things.
Yep.
You get +2 strength on those as well. So you'd be +2 strength, +2 strength on top of their base
Maybe
strength,
strength 8, yeah.
which is going to put holes inside of tanks.
Yes, absolutely.
So worth looking into if you fancy building 120 tech thralls or you want lots of sharp claws floating around. Lacromata could be the one for you. It's your favourites now.
It is. So we're going to go on to Mermadax. So their arcane benefice, so the Archmagos or Magos equivalent, or Tech Priest, they get an extra wound. They gain battle meditation, implacable advance, bulky 3, and they become heavy. If they already have the bulky special rule, it's +3, so they become bulky 6. And they also gain champion. So Myrmidon's Path, so this is a gambit, and I quite like this because if it's selected, the controlling player rolls an additional dice in the focus step, discards the highest. However, in the strike step, it gets to make a shooting attack with a single range weapon.
That weapon can't have blast, template, or barrage though, so it needs to be.
I mean, it's going to be a multi-mower.
Yeah. But
for damage 3.
But just for clarity,
Yeah.
can't have blast, template, or barrage.
I quite like that. So before you even get started, you're just going to blast someone with a multi-melter and pretty much almost guarantee a high strength damage 3 wound.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they'll probably have an invuln. They might have a feel no pain.
It's a threat, right?
It is,
and
absolutely.
Just for clarity as well, the other model in the challenge is determined as being within line of sight and 1 inch away from you.
Yeah.
So
there's no escape.
Yeah,
It's just
there's no
to
escape
the face.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that Indiana Jones where the guy's coming with the Saracen dude's coming with a sword.
He just whips out his revolver.
He just goes bang. The Host of Destruction, however, which is the Apex detachment, you get 4 slots, which can all be occupied by Myrmidons, one of which can get a generic prime advantage, which is quite nice. I typically lean into the Mermadax and the Host of Destruction, partly because it's like how I like how they play. I've got a lot of Myrmidons already, so it was an army list which I could pick up and play. It's relatively small numbers, and it's a relatively small in terms of sized army. So when I'm going to Malmo and whatever, I can fit it in the Tonka Box 3000. But the Myrmidon Secutors, they have been nerfed a little bit. Obviously, twin plasma fusils are good because they're 4-shot, strength 6, native AP3, breaching 4+. No statuses, but they're pretty brutal. Whilst they're okay in combat because their weapon skill 4 can be 5, they've only got power axes, and power axes are pretty beige. I think they've been toned down a little bit, so they've gone from having quite a nice Myrmidon axe to just a generic axe. But notwithstanding, you can also take the destructors, so you can take heavy weapons. Again, Volkite. We're going to get those in plastic soon, I think. The destructors.
Yeah, they've just announced them, haven't they?
Yeah,
they look really nice.
They do look good. I don't need any more though. I'll still probably get some. But yeah, obviously you can put a variety of heavy weapons. So again, you can get a good spread of different weapons. You don't just have to go down the Secutor meta.
Next up is Malagra, the Inquisition of the Mechanicum.
Indeed.
So again, open to all Archmagoses, Magoses, etc. The arcane benefits, even the deathless may no fear, is pretty cool. Bit of a double-edged sword.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But very, very useful.
As I say, it's important to emphasise that Malagra is also taken by the Arcta Magisterium.
Yeah, which is the combat-focused sort of
command choice. But she's very, very niche. But if you can, I think it's
if you get them off, you're going to do well. And so even Deathless May No Fear, essentially any Mechanicum units within 12 inches of a model with this ability reduces weapon skill and ballistic skill by -1. Mm-hmm. However, doesn't affect units which have the Malagra trait.
So basically, her.
But if you're playing against a Mechanicum player, getting her within 12 inch, nice little 12-inch bubble.
It's hilarious.
Really good.
Absolutely hilarious.
Quite fun to kind of debuff units and sort of invoke your presence upon your opponent, which is quite good. The other benefit is they get a gambit called Power of the Machine Spirit.
Yep.
To paraphrase, when you select that gambit, the control player makes an intelligence check. Mm-hmm. If they pass the intelligence check, they can use the X value of Battlesmith to improve characteristics, either weapon skill, strength, attacks, or initiative. Mm-hmm. No one skill can be improved by more than 2, though, but you can split it across multiple skills. Indeed. So you could go +1 weapon skill, +2 attacks, for example, which if you're using like a Thunderhammer, could be pretty fun.
Absolutely.
Or initiative if you want to go first, strength if you need to do more damage, whatever it might be. Pretty useful. They last until the model selected has made all of their attacks, and all models in the challenge have resolved all of their attacks, and then it will go away again. Mm-hmm. They do immediately suffer cyberthurgic feedback though. Yeah. So again, double-edged sword.
It is a little bit.
But
when you put that into context that a Archmagos has got Battlesmith 4, so he can modify weapon skill, strength, attacks, or initiative by up to 4. He could be +1 on all of those.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Or he could do +2 weapon skill, +2 attacks.
Yeah.
Or
have +2 weapon skill is going to piss off a lot of people,
especially when you got the +1 from the Cyberthurgic.
Yeah, and you're already weapon skill 6 on his
Exactly. So you could be weapon skill 10.
I can't remember who I was talking to. Somebody at an event was weapon skill 10, Thunderhammer, multiple attack, horrendous. It's disgusting. I'm here for it. I want to do it, but
especially when he was playing Tom, who also had Mechanicum. So obviously the Arcta Magisterium was debuffing everything, all of his army. Absolute scenes.
And then they get an Apex attachment as well, as is the trend with all of these. They get the Crux of Judgment. Allows them to take 3 high commands.
Well, it's 3 high commands, but they all must be Arcita Magisterium. They do not grant any additional auxiliary detachments, and they must be formed into a single unit, and must stay together for the entire game.
But I mean, that's a pretty horrible little unit to be walking around in it.
That is insane. That is insane. And if Mechanicum ever got an assault vehicle,
you bang them in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like Owen Wilson levels of wow.
So, next up, Macrotech. Who loves tanks?
Yeah, so this is a really, really interesting one in terms of it is essentially so you can run a tank army. And when I first saw this, it was Jamie that recommended it to me. And I was like, okay, that looks quite cool, because I had a couple of Triaroses and a couple of Krios. And I thought, okay, that's quite cool. So, Protector of Iron, it says, while a model with this arcane benefit is within 3 inches of a friendly model with a vehicle type that's not a super heavy, that gains a 6-up invulnerable. So very simply, if you've got pairs of tanks, one of them can claim a 6-up invulnerable save, which is actually does come in quite clutch.
It's pretty good. They note the models that are embarked on the vehicle are not counted as being within 3 inches.
Yes, so yeah, you can't be saying like, oh, I've got a unit of whatever in the Triaros, so they get us. That's not legit. It's basically to have pairs of tanks, I think, rolling around, and they can kind of look after each other.
It was pretty good. They also get a prime advantage called Prime Conveyor.
Yep.
Which basically, as long as they're not super heavies, they gain +1 to front and side armor values to a maximum of 14, which is pretty good.
And 2 extra hull points.
That's big.
That is massive. So, for example, the Triaros goes from 7 hull points to 9 hull points. It's 14 on the front anyway.
Yep.
And then the side and rear would go up to 13.
Which is hard to crack.
Which is crazy. And the Krios goes up, I think, from 12 to 14 on the front, which again is absolutely massive.
Especially as that's effectively meant to be an assault tank. It's meant to drive up the board and shoot things.
Yeah. And then when you factor in that they're going to be getting a 6-up invulnerable if they're running around in pairs, that's actually like really, really good.
The other thing to note as well, transport subtypes, +2 transport capacity.
Yes.
So again, get your tech priest in there for buffing things, get a Magos in there, whatever it is.
Yep.
Pretty powerful. They get an apex.
They do. Called the Iron Phalanx.
Again, love that. Proper heresy, that. Essentially allows you to take tanks and give them that prime advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Iron Phalanx, it opens up 6 slots, 3 battle tanks, so that could be Krios and the Kragnos, and then 3 heavy transports, example, so the Triaros.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, pretty powerful Macrotech, or could be. And if you want to do tanks for Mechanicum...
I mean, you've got plastic Krios.
You've got plastic all of them now.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You could just go crazy.
And if you can find one of those battle boxes they did, which was the Krios...
And the Kragnos.
And the Kragnos and the Laz Thanatar all in one box.
You're laughing. Yeah.
They are hen's teeth.
Yeah.
But if you can find one.
Yeah.
Reductor. The one I wish was better than it is, because I really want a Reductor army. And I'm sure it is good. I just haven't found the way to make it good yet.
Yeah, fair.
So again, same thing. Magos, Tech Priest, etc. Their arcane benefice is Wall Breaker. So if any attacks made by a unit in any phase that targets a building, fortification, or stationary vehicle gains +1 strength to all of the hits. They can't use shield wall reaction as well against attacks made by these units. So pretty good. Like if you got stationary tanks, stuff you want to blow up, you got people in buildings holding objectives you want to get rid of.
Yeah,
really useful. Getting rid of shield walls quite good.
Yeah, that could get situational,
but quite good. If you know an Imperial Fist player that likes playing Templar Brethren or something, then you can definitely get rid of them. Again, very, very fluffy for Reductor, but not necessarily particularly widely usable in the game.
Because, I mean, by all means, put it in the comments if we've completely missed it, but to the best of my knowledge, the main Reductor unit is going to be Thalax.
Yeah.
And I suppose multi-melters against vehicles, going to be +1 strength. So
I mean, that's nice.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
But the vehicle has to be stationary.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not going to get overly excited about that one.
No. Like I said, I wish I could make it work because it's the dream. The other bit as well, their prime advantage they get is called the Thalaxy Principle. If you take a Thalax unit, they get invulnerable save to 5 up, which is pretty good.
It's very nice.
And base leadership characteristic is +1.
That's really good.
So that's really good because they do right to run away a lot.
Yes.
And if you have the Principle, not the Principle, the Praetorian, within that squad, their leadership goes up to 9.
It does go up to 9, yeah.
Pair that with the command cohort, which is their apex attachment, which is 3 support choices, all of which can have prime advantage, so you can give them the Thalaxy Principle. And they must be Thalax cohort units, and they must have a Praetorian. So you are going to get some pretty tough to deal with Thalax, but it's going to come at a cost.
Yeah, I think the theme of this one's really quite nice. I just can't really see it how it plays out on the battlefield. I just think it's just a little bit. It could be more.
Yeah, I think you're relying on getting something in with the Thalax with a comptroller to make them scoreable, to stop them from running away. Like you've got to knit it all together. Like if you can make it work, I'm here for it. Send me the list. I'll try it. Like it's the dream. All of the fluff for my army was based around them being a Reductor based force, and I can't make it work. So I'm a sad Mechanicum player. But
let me love you.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think they got like they're the coolest one, right? Siege warfare. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
If we could have a Mechanicum trebuchet, I'd buy it instantly.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not there.
Yeah. Now we're going to be brave. We're going to go on to essentially what is Dark Mechanicum or Machina Maelifica. So starting off with Cybertheurgy, it's important to emphasise that there's 2 broad types, Orthodox, which is what we've already talked about, and then Heterodox, which is the Maelifica Machina. So when it comes to running Machina Maelifica, we're going to have to say M&Ms or something because that's such a mouthful. When it comes to running M&Ms, you need to take a heterodoxist within your primary or allied detachment.
So once they become a heterodoxist, they get a couple of things. So as long as you are a Cybertheurgist, you can also be a heterodoxist. I'm not very good at pronouncing words.
No.
They get that for free.
They do.
Sort of like swap a keyword for another keyword.
Yep.
They also get the Malefic trait for free.
Yep.
So shows that they're evil, horrible.
Yep. Scary gribblies. Yep.
And they can pick the heterodox Cybertheurgic rights, which we'll come on to in a minute. The Malefic subtype is the same as the standard Malefic subtype.
But the important thing to emphasise is that if you take for example, a Magos with heterodox, that then opens up the auxiliary and apex detachments, which is where you can then start choosing the other M&M units, such as decimators and blood slaughterers, etc., etc.
So you've got null. That's a new status. Effectively wipes their minds, gets rid of any tactical statuses.
Yep.
It's important though because one of the 2 rights that you get as a evil Mechanicum player is called Scrap Code Infection. So Scrap Code Infection, target must be an enemy unit within 18 inches, and they must have a Cybertheurgic status. And essentially, when you invoke the right, before it goes through, they gain the null Cybertheurgic status. So you're wiping their minds. Basically, you're going to take over control of them, so you're getting rid of their Cybertheurgic statuses.
Computer says no.
Basically, yeah. Really good if you are playing against other Mechanicum players and they've got, +1 strength, toughness, whatever. You can purge that off.
Yeah.
And it's automatically removed. And if it's removed during the status subphase, rather than the effects of null, then the target suffers Cybertheurgy feedback in that phase as well.
Which is quite nice.
Pretty good. The other right that they gain access to is called Aetheric Amplification. It's difficulty 2. When it's invoked, all models, it's friendly units within 6 inches, and they have to have the Malefic subtype. They may be locked in combat. so it's pretty powerful there.
Yep.
They can gain quick and fortified guide, so it's just standard. Get them on. The trick with this one, locked in combat.
That's massive.
Which is big.
Yeah.
Still suffers cybertheurgic feedback, etc. They are 10 points each. Those rights.
That's a bargain.
So some pretty good stuff there for 10 points.
Absolutely.
If you choose to go down that dark mech, evil mech route, you get some units available to you as well. So you can take all of the units in the standard list, as long as you give them Hexadonist and Malefic.
Yep.
But you get some specific ones. Some of these are fan favourites. So first one, Decimator. So you can take this. It's movement 7, weapon skill, ballistic skill 4, strength toughness 7, 5 wounds, cool 12 standard. It's a 2-up save, 5-up invuln. It's pretty powerful.
Very strong.
Comes with 2 heavy flamers and 2 decimator claws. 2 heavy flamers is pretty nuts, actually, thinking about it. They're going to do some damage.
Yep.
It's bulky 7, implacable advance. It explodes. It's got impact attacks, which is quite good.
So 5 attacks on the charge.
Yeah, that's pretty spicy. Vanguard and firing protocols. It's a Cybernetica unit.
Yeah, with automata.
With automata, so can be repaired. And you can give it a butcher cannon or a soul burner petard, it's called.
Petard.
But still a pretty, for 125 points, get quite a lot. Never used one, but I'm more I look at 2 heavy flamers, the more excited I get, if I'm being honest.
I mean, the butcher cannon, which is an extra 20 points per arm, is pretty good. It's 36-inch range, firepower 4, strength 8, AP 4, damage 2, breaching 6 up.
Could only take one though. Only one arm may be replaced. The other one remains the same.
Then the Soul Burner Petard is 24-inch range, firepower 1, strength 7, AP 4, damage 1. But it's blast 3-inch, shred 5 up, poison 2+, stun 0.
That's pretty good as well.
That's pretty good.
So there's some good options there.
So the Decimator claws are also pretty good. Initiative, attacks, strength is unmodified, AP 3, natural, damage 2, breaching 5 up, armor bane. So that could essentially be tooled up to be weapon skill 5. It could be strength and toughness 8.
Yeah, you could do some horrible things
and
with it if you wanted to.
On the charge with impact, you're getting 5 attacks, AP 3 natural, breaching 5 up. That's damage 2. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a close combat mech unit.
Yes, definitely. Next is Blood Slaughterer. So you get 2 of these for 100 points.
Yep.
Movement 9, so the quick. Weapon skill, ballistic skill 3 though. Strength toughness 6, 4 wounds, 3 up, 6 up. They are a Cybernetica unit.
They are.
Come equipped with Slaughterer blades. So they're bulky. They move through cover,
which is
good.
Yep.
Especially with that movement 9. Get them up the board nice and quick.
Yep.
Impact attacks again.
So that's 6 attacks on the charge.
Again, good. Explodes. It's always fun.
And then Vanguard 1.
Yeah, and you can give it an Impaler Harpoon for 10 points each as well.
Slaughterer blades are initiative, attacks, strength unmodified. It's AP 3, damage 1. However, shred 5 up, breaching 5 up, and reaping blow 1.
Nice. Reaping blow 1's good. So if you're outnumbered in combat, you get an extra attack. What's that? 6 attacks?
It would be 6 plus 1, so it would be 7 attacks on the charge.
7 attacks on the charge.
That's a lot of attacks.
Only problem you've got is you're only weapon skill 3.
Yeah. It's actually surprising, given the fact that these are essentially like scary demons with blades, like 8 legs or whatever, 6 or 8 legs, and they've all got blades on them, and they're weapon skill 3. It's a bit lackluster.
It is, but I think if you at 100 points for 2, so 50 points each, get a squad of 3 of them, run them into a unit, they'll do something, and then when they get killed, they're going to blow up on a 6.
It's true. It's true.
And to be fair, they're going to take some shifting.
Yeah.
At 4 wounds, toughness 6.
Yeah. And they're automata, so you can repair them.
Yep.
I mean, they're initiative 4. The Impaler Harpoon's interesting. 12-inch range, strength 6, AP 3, damage 2, phage initiative.
So that's good.
Yeah. So that'd be really good for like messing with, even if you just did a chance shot into a neighbouring unit of Terminators, and that works. They can go charge off and take on some tactical Marines or something.
Yeah.
And then your elite unit will go charging into the Terminators, and they're down to initiative, 1 less. That's pretty big.
I think you could do some fun things with them. I don't think they're a game-breaking unit by any means.
No.
But for a bit, if you've got them, if you've got the models, they're viable. You could run them.
Yeah, they're interesting. Next up is Brass Scorpion, which is actually a Lords of War choice. Now, this is pretty big for me. I was very fond of my Brass Scorpion at the end of second. It went from 425 points to 600 points.
That is quite a jump.
That is insane. So it is movement 9, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 4, strength 10, toughness 8, wounds 15. So it's no longer a vehicle. It is a heavy malefic automata. So it's 15 wounds, initiative 4, only 4 attacks. Unsurprising, leadership 10, cool 12, 2 up, 5 up, invulnerable. So it's still got its Scorpion cannon, despoiler cannon, twin Hellmaw cannon, and the Hellcrusher claws. And it's an Archimandrite. It's got Eternal Warrior 1, which is massive.
Yep.
So all those multi-damage.
It's properly gonna take some shifting.
Yeah. It's got Implacable Advance, explodes 4 up, so when it goes bang, hilarious. Support unit 1, so it can score, which is really big.
Especially for a Lord of War.
Indeed. Firing Protocol 3, obviously, because it can fire all its weapons, and then move through cover.
It gets the Unstoppable subtype, which is seemingly pretty exclusive.
Yeah.
I still quite like it. 600 points does feel a bit steep, but I still want one. I'd still buy one. I'd still paint it.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing to have.
It's a bullet magnet, being toughness 8, and obviously being able to boon it with Fortify to make it toughness 9.
And strength 11.
And strength 11, which is hilarious. On paper it looks a little bit meh. You need to obviously rely on the cyberthurgic statuses and basically make it, power them up, basically. I do 600 points is a lot. Everything's going to fire at it, but the fact it's got Eternal Warrior 1 is pretty big, so it's going to make it more durable, especially when at the end of the turn, something with a servo arm, some battlesmith's just going to walk up and just go abracadabra, and it's going to restore.
I think as well, it's great to see models that people buy as centerpieces that can actually be viable. A lot of time, people, it's not a cheap kit, Brass Scorpion, right?
Correct.
You're buying it as your centerpiece.
Yeah.
It's good to see that it is viable and that you can use it. I like that. Much like the plastic super heavies coming out, it means we'll see more of them.
Yeah.
It adds to the fluff, right?
It's going to last the game. I mean, that'll upset Ollie SP and Mac, who take great joy of removing my Brass Scorpion at every moment, especially when Mac did it with termites at the end of second. Absolute scenes.
Love it.
But yeah, I've seen a couple of these in the wild. I've got a little bit of battlefield data. There was a guy who was playing one in Malmo, and he got it down to presumably like 1 or 2 whole wounds, not whole points, wounds. And he's like, brilliant, next turn I'll finish him off. And matey just walked up and just repaired him. 8
wounds back, cheers.
Yeah, and just complete, like...
Great.
It was just like,
And I like that kind of stuff. It's mech, right?
That's where those 4 tech priests as your in your primary detachment come into play.
But then, lastly, the Kytan Demon Engine.
Yes.
Movement 12, weapon skill, ballistic skill 4, strength 12, toughness 8, 14 wounds. So again, it's a wounded model. Initiative 4, attacks 4, leadership 10, cool 12, 2 up, 5 up. Comes with the Gatling cannon and the Cleaver of Slaughter. It is also Archimandrite, so again, kind of flexible. It comes with Implacable Advance, explodes on a 4. It's a support unit.
Again, which I think is wild.
But, why not? It's a Lord of War, should have said that at the beginning. It's got Fast 2, which I think is pretty underrated, really.
Yes, massive.
Lots of movement shenanigans.
Yep.
Can move through cover, as you'd anticipate. It also has the Malefic and Unstoppable rules as well. So same rules as the Brass Scorpion. And it is an automata. So again, can benefit from being buffed, statuses, etc., unless it specifies in the Cybertheurgic status that it can't affect Lord of War.
Yeah, I think again, 450 points. It's a lot of. It's pricey. You know,
it's a knight though.
But it's a knight. It's a knight. It is a knight. But it's
and knights are 450 points.
Yeah, indeed. The Cleaver of Slaughter actually brings it down to initiative 2. Attack and strength modifier is base. It is AP2, damage 2, shred 4+.
So if you do want to play Dark Mech, Malefic Mech, M&Ms, whatever you want to call it,
heterodox,
there is some characters you can run. Both named characters in Mechanicum are both Dark Mech characters.
Effectively, yeah.
Which is cool. I actually quite like it. I think if you want to run that kind of army, you can have a character, which is quite cool.
Yep.
So the first one is Scoria, Archmagos Scoria. So it's an Archmagos on Abeyant, essentially, with some extras. So movement 9, weapon skill, ballistic skill 6, strength 6, toughness 7, 9 wounds, so pretty powerful there. 5 attacks, initiative 5. 10s across the board for your special stats, and 2 up, 4 up on your saves.
With a 5 up, feel no pain.
With a 5 up, feel no pain. It's got Eternal Warrior 1.
Massive.
Big. Battlesmith 4.
Yep.
Fear 2, that's big.
That is big.
Impact attacks as well.
So 6 on the charge.
Gets the Theurgica Maximus, which is the ability to do 2 powers a turn.
Yep, because he's Archimandrite.
Yep. He's a traitor, he's Archimandrite, he's a Cybertheurgist and a heterodox, so he's got all the keywords you could ever want.
All of them, yeah.
He has a special rule called Archmagos of the I can never pronounce it.
The Xanon Dominion.
Thank you. Which means that they have access to overcharge reactors, cogitate purge, scrap code infection, cybertheurgic rights. So an expanded view of cybertheurgic rights.
Absolutely.
Pretty powerful. It's champion and unique, what you'd expect. In terms of war gear, got the Scorian Talons,
which are initiative, attack modifier, strength, base, AP2, damage 2, critical hit 6+.
Pretty good.
Which is not bad.
So after the Talons, Voidian Scepter.
Yes, this is quite interesting. So it's -1 initiative, -2 attacks, but it's +3 strength, AP2, damage 2, shock, pinning, stun, suppressed.
It's a turn off button.
Yeah, it's like boop.
Yeah. I think that's pretty powerful.
Go to sleep.
Do you know what I'd love to do is walk up to someone's Fellblade and just be like, turn it off.
Yeah, that'd just be amazing. Just no.
Yeah. So pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It's got twin Archaeotech pistols.
It's basically a 2-shot architect pistol.
Yeah.
Which is fairly
pretty good. And then a photon thruster.
Yeah, so the photon thruster in itself is pretty good. 24-inch range, firepower 2, strength 8, AP2, damage 1, armor bane, suppress 1, armor breaker 5+.
Yes,
so that's pretty good. Yeah,
put a hole inside of the tank.
So he's pretty good. He's pretty good all rounder, really.
He's a cool all rounder. He's 410 points, so he's got a price tag.
Yeah, he's not cheap.
But again, coming back to like theming an army, doing something cool.
Yes.
There's something about having fancy characters.
Yeah. I suppose the biggest, the only difficulty is that he is a walker. Therefore, he's not going to be getting in any vehicles. He's going to be basically foot slogging up the table. So he's going to be taking a lot of abuse on the way up there.
Yeah. The next one is Royal Highness himself, Archmagos Draykavac.
Which, amazingly, at the time of recording, he is available online.
In stock.
He's actually in stock. I've wanted him for absolutely ages.
So there's 2 versions of Draykavac.
Yes.
There's Draykavac and Draykavac on Abeyant, as you'd expect from the model. Funnily enough, both movement 6, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 6. The only difference is an extra point of toughness for the Abeyant version and -1 initiative for the Abeyant version. Outside of that, they're the same. Cool is 10 on the Abeyant version.
Yeah,
sorry.
so both toughness 6 or 7. They're 6 wounds, 2 up, 4 up, 5 up, feel no pain. Comptroller 2, nice.
Yeah.
Battlesmith 4, Firing Protocols 2. They've got Liquefractor Onslaught,
Which we'll come to in a minute.
in a moment, and Legacy of Cunning. Again, we'll come to that separately.
So pretty good. The Abeyant version is bulky 7, same feel no pain, same comptroller. He has a command throne, which you'd expect. Same Battlesmith, same firing protocols, Liquefactor, Legacy of Cunning, etc. Explodes on a 6.
Yep.
As you'd expect. The Abeyant version also has the option to take a Graviton gun, a Rotator Cannon, a Conversion Beam, or a Melter Gun for no additional cost.
That's pretty good.
So it's 20 points for getting him on an Abeyant. So for 20 points, you get him on an Abeyant, you get a bunch more stuff and an extra weapon. Seems a bit of a no-brainer to put him on an Abeyant, really.
Yeah, I think we're going to be taking him on. Yeah, but again, he's Traitor, Archimandrite, Cybertheurgist, Heterodox.
Yep. He's got War Gear of Frag Grenades.
Yep.
Paragon Blade, Graviton Gun, Cortex Controller, and a Machinator Array. So he's casting spells better and fixing better straight out the bat for his 200 points.
So that means, he's Heterodox, which means he's got Maelifica.
Yep.
Which means he could he join a Brass Scorpion?
Now you're getting techie.
Because he's got a Cortex Controller, which means the Brass Scorpion could react.
Right, don't get too excited just because he's in stock. He comes tooled up, I think is fair to say. At 220 points for the Abeyant version, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
So he's got the ability to cast 2 Cybertheurgic Rights a turn as well. The Theurgica Maximus.
Prime advantage.
He can cast Overcharge Reactors, Programming Interrupt, and Scrap Code Infection, so he can get that stuff going. His Liquefractor Onslaught is a gambit, so for being in combat. So while a model with the special rule is engaged in a challenge, the control player may use the Liquefractor Onslaught as its weapon and kind of gambit. So if it's selected, the control player must roll an additional dice in the focus step and discard the highest result. However, in the strike step, they make a shooting attack, so very similar to the Myrmidon one.
It's the same as Mermadax.
But
absolutely.
They get to use the Liquefractor weapon. So it's range 1, so it's going to be in range because you count it as 1 inch anyway.
Yeah.
It's 3 shots or 3 firepower. It's strength 2, AP 6, damage 1.
However,
it's phage, toughness, and strength.
Yes.
Poison 2+.
Yes.
Breaching 4+.
That's absolute scenes.
It's horrendous.
That is hilarious.
You're turning him into liquid, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah. So you'd be hitting on 2s because he's ballistic skill 6.
Yeah.
3 shots.
You're wounded on 2s.
Well, you're wounded on 2s anyway. And then, breaching 4 up.
And you're reducing the toughness and strength by 1 if it lands.
Yes.
So
that means like Praetors would be strength and toughness 3.
Yeah. Whoops. Pretty cool. No reason why you wouldn't use that.
Yeah.
And then the other piece he has is Legacy of Cunning. So this is quite a cool special rule, actually. Essentially the tagline is a model with a special can be removed from play without the opposing player scoring victory points. So this is a surefire way to piss off some people.
Yeah, there's certainly,
so in the effects subphase of the end phase, in any turn where the controlling player of a model with a special rule is the active player, they may choose to activate the rule. The rule may not be activated if this model is locked in combat. When the special rule is activated, a call check must be made for the model with the special rule, applying the following modifiers. It's +1 for each enemy unit with 1 or more models within 12 inches, +1 for each tactical status other than routed the model has. It's -2 if it does have the routed status. If the check is successful, then the special is immediately removed from play but does not count as casualty. No player can score or lose victory points to the removal of that model. If the check is failed, then no further effect, and this special can be activated in later turns. So basically I can just be like, no.
pretty much.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. because he's got his cool 10 on the abatement.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, he is a high command choice, and a lot of missions worded in such offer victory points for slaying a high command choice.
Yeah.
So you can turn around potentially, because you'd often get 3 victory points for high command now.
Yeah, but imagine he was on an objective.
Yep.
So he's controlling an objective.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Vanguard 3.
Yes.
And then you're going to have
Slay the Warlord.
Slay the Warlord for 3 to 5.
And you can just turn around and go, roll. Not
Sorry.
today, mate.
Surefire way to annoy some people. The more and more I read about this, the more and more I might go home and buy one. But
he's 200 points. He's so good.
You got to lean into the traitor. So you got to be. But you could have him plus put some blood slaughterers with him. That'd be great fun.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, absolutely.
You could do some really cool stuff. I think again, if you're leaning into Dark Mech, you're lucky enough to own the model. You could do some cool stuff with it.
It's an £86 model.
Yeah,
now, which is
a lot
of money for one dude.
But
we'll get him in plastic. But yeah, you're right. He is like the Sigismund of Imperial Fist in my mind. Looking at what we've just looked at, he is so good.
And why would you not want to give him a go? If you're lucky enough to own him, he fits in the list. He's not overcosting you, so you can still take your cool stuff, still take your Lord of War. You're going to get your Apex detachment in. You're going to be able to do some cool stuff with him. Like, that's not even a joke.
No, it's so good. Thank you very much for tuning in and staying to the end. Thank you very much, Matty, for joining me and going through and having a better grasp on macros than I have.
That is saying something.
If you have got this to the end and you have enjoyed it, please put in the comments below. We'd like to hear from you if this has been valuable and useful. And if it is, we could be convinced to maybe do a few more.
Let's run some dark mess lists and come back in a few months.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're just going down some really dark tunnels. Oh, I just want that scepter from Scoria. Boop. Not today. Right, no, thanks very much for joining me.
Cheers, mate. Anytime.
See you again soon.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. I only like robots. Chapter 1. In the beginning, there was robots. Robots.
I'm quite happy spending 2 hours throwing him under a bus, which is pretty much what you do with Gibbo.
Who's Matthew? So we're going to do Dark Mech.
You fucking show off. Something I can't do anymore.
I only like robots. This is what playing Mechanicum looks like. You are constantly flicking through the book.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And rule book.
Robots.